Kia ora. I'm Samantha Rose, Director of Common Ground, a social enterprise established to provide holistic local solutions to the challenges that we face globally. Our vision is of thriving communities of connected people, healthy ecosystems, and prosperous local economies. I'm really excited to share with you a new initiative for my city of Hamilton, New Zealand, and hopefully for the rest of the country. 20 years ago, I learned about the Community Land Trust model while doing a social change course at my master's degree. I saw that it could be used as a tool for social justice, economic empowerment and stability, ecological conservation, as well as community empowerment and wealth. Now, the time has come for the Community Land Trust model to be used as a means for perpetually affordable housing in New Zealand. I'd like to share with you about the model in general and how it applies here in the Waikato. It needs a lot of support now in order to benefit the greatest number of people. It needs support in the way of policies, of funding, and of donation of land and property. So here is the presentation that I created, Pecha Kucha style, and I also wrote a report, the link to which I'll put in the comments section, and at the back of the report is a lot of links and resources if you'd like to learn more about this in depth. If you want to contact me about this or about Common Ground, my contact details are in the last slide. Last year, I wrote a feasibility report on the Community Land Trust model for the Waikato, why it's important and ways it can be used, such as how it can provide permanently affordable housing, restore justice and ecological health, and foster intentional, thriving communities. CLTs are nonprofit organizations set up for different purposes. In urban areas, CLTs are set up to create and safeguard permanently affordable housing for lower to middle income community members. They can also be set up to steward community gardens and farmlands, historic buildings and sites, and open spaces. For me, the CLT embodies the permaculture ethics of earth care, people care, and fair share. It's a trust where the community are the owners and stewards of the land, where land is treated as a shared commons rather than a commodity, and members of the community are given a fair share of community wealth. In terms of economic justice, a CLT can improve the quality of life for working people who in turn power the local economy. Houses on a CLT are priced at the rate that these working people can afford. In urban areas where gentrification is a threat, CLTs help keep people in their communities, in their homes. In Aotearoa, all land was stewarded by the indigenous people who lived here, which provided for social and ecological well-being. Kaitiakitanga embodies this relationship of people and place. Colonialism, capitalism, and private land ownership has disrupted this. A CLT gives land back to community. The CLT is a means by which community can lead its own housing solutions, have a say in what kind of housing is needed and how the land around the homes can be utilized. Homes can be designed for greater social cohesion and sustainability. A CLT can also acquire property with existing buildings and renovate them. CLT homeownership is a hand up for families priced out of the market. The CLT defines the process and criteria for selection of homeowners and prepares them for homeownership based on the CLT model. It is proven that CLTs significantly reduce the risk of foreclosure, up to 6 times lower than market housing. CLT residents own or rent their own homes, but lease the land from the CLT. Leases are 99 years, inheritable, renewable, and allow the owner equity in improvements. Leases can be set terms for occupancy that serve community goals. Resale restrictions in the lease ensure community control and affordability. In the shared equity model, the buyer pays a small deposit. There is a subsidy that provides for a portion of the house price, so the family only need to take a small mortgage for the remainder of the house price. When sold, the homeowner will receive a formulated resale appreciation plus any improvements. In the typical housing market, the market price of housing is climbing much higher than salaries. If there's no CLT, the subsidy needed to make a house affordable will also continue to grow over time. But a CLT offers a one-time initial subsidy and caps the resale rate, thereby negating the need for additional subsidies when the house resells. There is a one-time investment of public funds which serves an endless number of families. The first family builds wealth and then pays it forward. In return for buying a home below its market value rate, the family agrees to limit their proceeds when they sell to another family of modest means who can afford to purchase it. The first step to creating a CLT is setting up the organization and choosing the board, which is made up of people from the area aligned with the mission, public representatives, and people who are or will be living there. It ensures democratic and fair practices for the best interest of the community. There are over 250 CLTs in the U.S. with over 10,000 homes. There are 290 CLTs in Wales and England with 826 completed affordable homes with another 5,800 in the pipeline. Australia is in the process of creating a few, and New Zealand has only one, Kotari Eco Village, in a rural area in the Hawke's Bay, so we need CLTs around New Zealand. The Champlain Housing Trust is the largest CLT in the U.S. in Burlington, Vermont. Housing types range from apartments to houses to motorhomes. The organization now has 540 owner-occupied houses and condominiums in addition to the 2,100 homes that are owned and managed as rental or co-op housing. The Ecological Land Cooperative is an example of how a rural community land trust can offer both homes and livelihood opportunities. The trust acts as an intermediary to convert agricultural land into small holdings and applies for permission to put dwellings on the properties and ensures the land will be used ecologically. CLTs foster intentional community and offer people the opportunity to be innovative in their house and neighborhood design. It could be ecologically sustainable like Earth Song in Auckland, and pictured here, or it could be culturally responsibly designed. It could serve a tiny home community, cooperative housing, or co-housing. On 17 September 2019, the Hamilton City Council approved 12-1 to support and fund the formation of a CLT for the Waikato, along with the support of community organizations, funders, and community housing providers. The trust deed is written, it will be registered soon as a charity, and trustees will soon be nominated. Once the Board of Trustees is established, the WCLT will be looking to acquire land through purchase or donation. Once land is transferred into the trust, the next step is setting up a local advisory committee, partnering with a community housing provider to choose the residents, then design and build the homes. The WCLT will serve people earning too much to receive social housing but too little to buy on the market, and those committed to staying in the area long term. It can partner with community organizations, community housing providers, cultural groups, faith groups, and others. It is Waikato-wide, so will serve urban and rural areas. Support the WCLT. If you're a land or property owner, donate or sell at cost to the trust. If a financial lender, offer shared equity mortgages. If a community housing provider, build on CLT land. If a government or funder, support with funding. If a planner or architect, be open to and support community-led housing proposals. This has been presented by Samantha Rose of Common Ground. Our vision is thriving communities of connected people, healthy ecosystems, and prosperous local economies. We empower community and business leaders to have a greater positive impact through effective collaboration and integration of permaculture design and regenerative practices. And my contact details are there below. I look forward to hearing from you.